welcome to Antler's Demo Day for the unveiling of our latest portfolio companies. We're so happy that you wanted to join us here for the next coming hour, and together with all the companies pitching, we can promise you we'll make it worth your while. Let's face it, 2020 has been a rough year for the world so far. Our thoughts go out to everyone who suffered from COVID-19, lost their jobs, or in other ways been affected negatively by the pandemic. And our deepest respect goes to all the medical workers out there who are fighting in the front line. At Antler, we remain humble yet more motivated now than ever before to play our role in restarting the future. We will do so by building the greatest tech companies of tomorrow. Tech companies that are positioned to grow in the coming years, creating new job opportunities, economic growth, and positive impact.
Antler is an early-stage venture capital firm. Since our last demo day 6 months ago, we've continued expanding our global platform, now in 14 cities across the world in 6 continents, adding Beijing, Bangalore, Berlin, and Sao Paulo to our list of cities. This spring, we also supported and invested in our first cohort of entrepreneurs in Oslo. In the coming 6 months, we are planning to expand our footprint to Denmark. So anyone tuning in from Denmark, warm welcome to this demo day.
Before we present our most recent investments, we'd like to share some exciting news. First of all, we're very proud to announce our new legal partner here in Stockholm, Baker McKenzie, who will support us and our portfolio companies in their continued growth, building their businesses. Secondly, since we launched in the Nordics in January 2019, we've seen great growth, and we've received over 5,000 applications to our 3 cohorts. We've supported 250 entrepreneurs and invested in more than 30 companies. And while the ongoing pandemic has affected everyone in one way or the other, we're very happy that many of our portfolio companies have been resilient throughout this time and shown great progress and growth despite these challenging times. So, here are a few highlights from our portfolio companies. Teamico, your office online. They recently raised $850,000. They have a waiting list of more than 5,000 users, and they've built a fully remote team. Skycraft, which is infrastructure inspections using drones, computer vision and data. They've flown more than 1,000 kilometers with their drones. They've built their AI and machine learning model, and they've raised more than $500,000. Awan, a direct-to-consumer brand redesigning comfort for women. They've tripled their sales from the first quarter of this year to the second quarter, and they've also received a significant grant from the Norwegian government of 750,000 kroner. Way, which is an in-store mobile checkout, recently received $575,000 of funding. And Leatify, an AI coaching platform for gamers, secured $1 million of funding. Trade, which is trade finance made simple, unlocking trillions for SMEs. They've signed partnerships with 3 financial institutions and raised close to $400,000 of funding. Equality Check, platform for reviews about equalities in companies. They've raised more than $500,000. Done, a platform for home improvement and repair services. They've secured $390,000 of funding. Xnomad, a marketplace for short-term rental spaces. They've secured 32 partnerships and raised $270,000. Astrid Wild, a digitally native, direct-to-consumer outdoor fashion brand for women by women, has seen 125% growth between the first and second quarter this year. These were a few really exciting highlights, and of course, there will be many more to come in the near future. Since we're broadcasting this demo day from Stockholm, the unicorn capital of the world, we're also very pleased to have the world's unicorn mayor with us. It's a pleasure to hand over the mic to Stockholm's mayor, Anna König Järlemyr.
Dear friends, we've been through a rough 6 months. The epidemic has been transformative in so many ways. Some changes will be temporary, luckily, but some will be more long-lasting. The pandemic has even been a necessary eye-opener to vulnerabilities that had been amended, but also presented new possibilities. We will get out of this stronger and wiser and better equipped for the future. And with the last 6 months in mind, we have now today never been in a greater need of people with the right energy and willpower to restart our societies and economies, and looking forward and getting back on track. And what you do here today is therefore so very important. Thank you, Antler, for hosting this event. Just consider that many extremely talented people all around the world have now lost their jobs. And this is of course tragic, but looking on it from another perspective means that there are many people now hungry for new employment and ready to take on new challenges. And also many investors on the hunt for great ideas to invest in. And we as a city feel the same. We are hungry to invest in the future and get going at full speed. And although the challenges have been plenty in the last 6 months, I have never lost confidence in our city. It is packed with talented people and people who want to get going, hungry for new opportunities and ventures. And that is why I believe Antler is the perfect company for a city like Stockholm. You bring together people with great ideas, with people ready to invest in the future. It is a great opportunity for companies, but also for societies as a whole, as you are the actual people that help us move onward and upward. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. And now it's time for what you've all been waiting for. Each company will present their pitch, followed by Q&A. Throughout the event, you can ask questions, give feedback, or get in touch with the companies directly using Slido on your screen. So keep the questions and feedback coming. With those words, let the pitches begin.
Our first team up uses computer vision to save lives. It's founded by Lamin, who was a VP of Health and Safety at Vattenfall, and Yigit, who was a software developer and product manager at Microsoft and Spotify. Please welcome Team Buddywise.
One of my biggest passions in life is to make technology available to masses. Today we are using the power of AI and computer vision to make safety monitoring much more efficient in heavy industries. This is super exciting, not only because I get to work with leading-edge technology every day, but also I literally have a chance to save someone's life while doing it.
In 2011, 2 electricians were running diagnostics at a steel mill furnace at a global Swedish manufacturing company. The 2 men, 56 and 59, were exposed to an argon gas leak and were both rendered unconscious. Since no one was in that part of the plant for several hours, the lack of oxygen that gas causes led to their death. 1 month ago, at the same company, shockingly, it happened again. Workplace accidents happen every day, largely in factories, production plants, and on construction sites. The majority of companies have a zero fatality vision, but they're not on their way there. The most frustrating part of these almost 7 million yearly accidents is their preventability. Often accident investigations conclude that if only someone saw, if only someone said, and if only someone did. At Buddywise, our mission is to enable our customers to achieve their zero vision. Our computer vision powered platform always observes, always alerts, and always makes sure that someone acts. Buddywise connects to virtually any existing digital camera within minutes, and our system handles a variety of high-risk scenarios. In the event of a gas leak, our system would detect that 2 men are down. It would automatically alert site personnel who could confirm the danger to life via the live camera feed in our app. In the app, they dispatch emergency services, handle further escalation, and once the persons are safe, All the data, response times, footage, etc. will be available to review and to learn from. The financial value of solving this problem is huge. In the US, businesses spend more than $1 billion a week on workplace injuries, amounting to almost 60 billion a year, and the equivalent for the EU is more than 28 billion. We've come a long way in a short and challenging time. Our MVP is running at a customer's site since June, and they're ready to become our first paying customer. For the next 12 months, we will focus on broadening the risk scenarios we can cover and adding key new features that we've identified to be launched with the next pilot customer. We're in advanced discussions with several major industrial companies and aim to start 2 more pilots this year. We're a diverse team of engineers, designers, and safety professionals who have come together to try and make workplaces safer. We've been lucky to welcome an incredible team of advisors and industry experts that help us achieve our mission. Directly after the initial Antler investment, we secured an additional pre-seed investment from 183 Invest and Hans-Olof Blom, founder and CEO of Ramudden and a safety influencer. So we have a good pre-seed runway, but we're open to discussions with investors that bring experience from B2B SaaS, in technology and business models close to ours. But most importantly, we would love to have you on board for our seed round next year. Thank you.
Okay, our first team out, Buddywise. Over to some questions. Thank you very much. It strikes me and probably everyone watching what an important problem you're solving. So first question to you, Yigit. Are there any concerns with the privacy of the workforce?
Data privacy has been a core part of our product development from day one. We obviously want to work with as many customers as we can because we believe our solution will make a difference for them. But to be able to do that, we not only need to comply with basic data privacy rules, but also we always look for ways to improve and go above and beyond to differentiate ourselves on that end. To give an example, compared to regular cameras who records hours of footage, our system requires only minimal amount of data to be able to operate. We do not save any photos or video footage that is not relevant to improving the safety at workplace. Another example would be that we don't use facial recognition technology to identify specific people. What we do use it for is to find and blur people's faces to protect their data privacy. So these are just a couple of examples. There's obviously more. This is to say that we really care about data privacy deeply.
Thank you. So another question to you, Yigit. How do you get started? How do you integrate with Buddywise?
We actually did put a lot of effort into making Buddywise very easy to get started. The easiest and quickest way would be to use our cloud platform. You can get started within seconds. All you need to do is to put the IP address of the camera and pick the scenario that you want to detect, and we take care of the rest. You can use as many cameras as you need, and the best part is you can even use the existing cameras at the workplace instead of being forced to buy new, shiny, high-end cameras to work with Buddywise. And this saves a lot of costs for our customers.
Great. Thanks, Yigit. Thanks, Lamin. Most of you following this demo day are not tuning in from your regular office. We've all experienced the ups and downs of working remotely during this ongoing pandemic. Our next team, Respaces, is committed to creating the right workspace solution for the future. Welcome, Juana and Oscar.
Me and my co-founder Oscar first bonded in how incredibly boring we thought it was to go to the same office every day. And we can't wrap our head around why companies are paying this insane amount of money to put people in boxes they simply don't want to work in. especially when there's so many inspiring spaces everywhere. The way we work is shifting now, and we want to be part of that future. Ask yourself, would you like to go back working full-time from one office, 5 days a week? Or do you think there's better options? Permanent offices has been around since the Industrial Revolution, as factories demanded us to work together. But this year, a global pandemic forced us to break this pattern, rely on technology, and truly go remote. And a workforce revolution has begun. Only 5% want to return full-time to the office, and companies such as Facebook are downsizing office space as people both feel better and are more productive when they work remotely. But working from home is also very challenging. We have limited living space in urban areas and also feel very lonely without that social interaction. So where will the workforce go if we won't go back to the office or stay at home? And what options do companies have who want to keep flexibility while ensuring productivity? Right now, there is no really great flexible option. We're looking at long and expensive contracts and limited co-working. And on the other hand, there are inspiring and empty spaces everywhere. Respaces is the marketplace where real estate, hotel and restaurant owners easily can list unutilized space, and companies book them as flexible workspaces by the hour, day and month. And we are on a mission to create the biggest and most inspiring network of workspaces worldwide. For companies, it's a way to be more cost efficient and attract and retain talent, and for space suppliers to gain new revenue streams with already existing resources. So take a second to imagine breaking free from that static 9-to-5 office and instead having the option to book your next team meeting on a rooftop terrace, or why not rent a hotel room for writing that report. Our business model is simple, scalable and asset light. We take a commission on all transactions, but apart from the work phase, you can easily add on lunch, gym and spa and other services that both increase the customer value and the ticket size. My brilliant co-founder Oscar is a serial entrepreneur with many years' experience in leading and managing technical teams. I have spent the past 5 years in scaling up HBO's direct-to-consumer service in Europe with a clear focus on retention. It's only been 2 months, but we already made a lot of progress. We launched our pilot with the most talked about hotels in Stockholm and have gained over 100 transactions and $2,000 in revenue. But what we're most proud of is that 66% of our bookings come from returning customers. And we're now heading for an amazing fall, with our new product launching in September and over 200 new space suppliers in the pipe. We are perfectly positioned to ride the wave of the workforce revolution. So if you share our vision, let's talk.
So we welcome Team Respaces. You started building your business pre-corona times, so your vision must really be at least 6 months ahead of everyone else's. First question is, has Corona led you to change your offering in any way?
Yeah, it has, because we started, our first try was with co-working at this empty event space that we had a collaboration with the hotel. And we did this just for 3 days, and then Corona hit and we had to just cancel all of that. So that was quite scary for us.
Of course.
But then the next week we relaunched what we called Safe Spaces, which was trying to rent out hotel rooms as safe spaces to work in if you got tired of working from home. And we got some traction there. And now we've relaunched co-working again, but with social distancing in mind. So we're really trying to adapt, and I think what we learned was to be really flexible.
Thank you, Oscar. So again, looking ahead into the future, Juana, what will work be like 3 to 5 years from now?
I think work will be much more flexible and remote, but it doesn't mean that we won't meet and work together, but more that we won't own the space. We will access it, pay for it, and get there when we need it. And also different spaces for different occasions, I think. I mean, Monday meeting is one kind of space, and whether a creative workshop is another. It will differ, and we will all be more accessible.
Sounds very exciting. Thank you very much, Team Respaces.
The next team is turning the tables in the booming creator economy by building an e-commerce platform that's designed for the influencers. They are a strong and diverse team, they have amazing traction, and they are launching this fall. Please welcome Courate.
The influencer industry is booming. I've been in the industry for a long time now, and it's clear and super annoying that nothing is created for us, the creators. Influencers are still seen and treated as a marketing channel, but we are the backbone of large companies' growth.
Creators are the future of commerce, and it's about time we bring social commerce to the Western Hemisphere.
Less than 2 years ago, Swedish influencer Bianca Ingrosso decided to start selling makeup online. 2 years ago, she sold Kai Cosmetics at a valuation of $40 million. The attention economy is causing a massive power shift in the retail industry, where whoever generates the demand captures the value. Bianca illustrates that influencers are not a marketing channel, they are the future of commerce. But creating your own brand and setting up your own shop is a complicated process. So today, influencers are using affiliate links to earn on recommendations. But affiliate software is time-consuming, and the consumer journey of following links to numerous websites is far from perfect. We know that if you enable consumers to shop directly in content, you have 7 times higher conversion than affiliate links. We also know that Google has decided to kill all third-party cookies by 2022, making it impossible for influencers to use affiliate links as today. Courate is a social commerce platform that enables the world's most influential people to set up their own e-commerce, curate their favorite products, add their own content, and sell directly to their community. Brands connect their stores to Courate and sell directly through our platform with twice the margins of retail while ensuring brand value. Consumers can then shop directly from people they trust, checking out in the influencer store. When doing so, we take a 20% commission that we split with the influencer. We have a great team in place. Our CMO is Henrietta Fomholtz, an influencer marketing genius with a background working for global brands such as Spotify, Absolut, and Ivy Rebel. She's a Swedish influencer with a strong community. Gus is a brilliant developer with 14 years of product and tech leadership. He has a background working for large companies and startups. And my name is Pontus Carlson, I'm the CEO. I have a background working as a management consultant for mainly in the retail space with innovation, UX, and product. There are no platforms doing this in our parts of the world, whereas in Asia, social commerce is a standard way of shopping, where the largest actors all have multi-billion-dollar valuations. This will happen here as well. So right now, we're working closely with influencers to understand what brands they would like to sell through their Courate shop. With this as a starting point, we now have signed up more than 75 brands, with brands such as Shimi Eyewear, Casal, and Samsung are all excited to join Courate. And much thanks to Henrietta's network, we've signed up profiles with an amassed following of more than 20 million followers that can't wait to set up their own Courate shops. We did a small test this spring where we allowed 2 profiles to have their own stores. We sold for 20,000 in 2 weeks. Consumers found products that were not promoted on social media, and we noticed how brands and influencers referred each other to Courate. This validates our model and proves the potential for network effects. We will launch a version of Courate this fall, and we are currently closing our pre-seed round. If you're interested in changing the future of commerce with us, we would love to talk to you.
Team Courate, great energy there. So first question to you, Henrietta. Why do brands want Courate?
I mean, we have talked to hundreds of brands during this couple of months, and first of all, they love that they will increase sales at the same time as they will deepen the collaboration with the influencers with no risk. And also, if I ask you the question, I mean, if I, as an influencer, wear this suit and I ask you as a brand if I can sell it directly because someone asked me, you will say yes.
Yes. Good. And Gus, question to you. Can you talk a bit about your tech stack and what sets you apart?
Yes, we are using some modern technologies in terms of API, but also scalability. So you can, from day one, handle billions of transactions, integrate with different platforms, and also be able to use data to make decisions in the future, not only in the terms of product, but to leverage insights for brands.
Thank you. And Pontus, last question. Can you talk about the big vision, the big picture here? What's the big vision for Courate?
Definitely. Like we think that the same thing that's happened for media companies will happen to the retail industry, where basically before you had large organizations in order to build global empires, but now you can be a creator with a smartphone. So we think that that's a technological change which will happen for the retail area as well.
Super interesting. Thank you very much.
Our next team is about to revolutionize the world of fruit trading, a massive traditional industry that still operates surprisingly manual. One could say it's ripe for disruption. Please welcome TradeBay.
I've basically been frustrated my entire life. The way the industry works today, it's completely crazy and doesn't really make any sense anymore. And when I met Alex and explained this to him, it took him 10 seconds and he said, yes, let's fix it. So I feel really lucky. He really understands the problem and now together we can finally do something about it. Not only do we share values, we also now share the same vision. We want to cautiously yet dramatically change the entire way this industry operates. I've grown up watching farmers all over the world being taken advantage of. Seen tons of fruit be sitting in containers going bad because a deal is cancelled last minute. A banana farmer in Ecuador being forced to sell his goods far below market price due to lack of money at the time or the right contacts. My name is Philippa, and together with my partner Alex, I want to introduce you to the very exciting world of fruit trading and logistics. This massive industry is old-fashioned. It's complex yet still very manual, and by that extremely inefficient. Brokers who, without adding much of value, all take a cut, create waste, and add unnecessary commission fees. Think about it this way. 65 billion euros worth of fruit is traded every year. About half of that is just lost in waste, and 25% is wasted on unnecessary commission fees that easily could have been avoided. The risks today for both parties are so high, with growers worrying about getting paid, the buyers worrying about getting quality products or products at all, so people tend to work with a very limited network who they think they can trust rather than choosing the best option. And the available financing solutions are highly unfavorable, if at all attainable, opening the market up for exploitation. So we're launching TradeBay. It's a business-to-business marketplace connecting buyers and sellers of fruit, helping them discover new and better market opportunities and trade with trust in a safe environment. Basically, we're cutting the middleman out. By doing so, we can cut commissions with at least 8% while saving 20% on food waste. Maybe most importantly, we minimize the risks for both parties. We guarantee payments on all transactions made on the platform, and we tailor perfect financing solutions after the very specific needs of every single one of our members. Our members no longer need to limit their businesses. We extend their global trusted network instantly. And the business model is simple. We take a commission of 1 to 5% on transaction values ranging between 25,000 up to 1 million euros, giving us a revenue of 4 million our first year. And the yearly turnover of one representative member is 7 million, meaning we only need 40 members to reach that revenue target. And I obviously cannot think of a better team to pull this off. My amazing CTO and co-founder Alex, he's been coding since he was 10. He's been a lead developer in several startups and has now built our entire MVP from scratch. Myself, I handle the rest. I've been building and scaling international businesses over the past 8 years, but my family's been in fruit trading and shipping for generations, so this is really where I belong. We launched our MVP last week and are currently onboarding our 12 first members. some of our closest connections from years within the industry, going back generations, and really the key to our success and the reason why we will succeed where others have failed in this relationship-based industry. You can actually already now buy 80 tons of lemon from Guillermo in Argentina, one of the largest lemon producers. As you understand by now, TradeBay is born out of love, but utter frustration with this industry. It's massive, yet completely archaic, and doesn't really make any sense anymore. Digitization is long overdue, and the possibilities are endless. So if you're also interested in disrupting one of the very last untouched industries, please reach out.
Team TradeBay, Alex, Filippa, thank you very much. So let's do some questions. First question to you, Alex. Why did you decide to join this team? Why is it a great idea?
Well, I met Filippa in Antler, and we talked about how the industry works today, and I got really amazed by how crazy analog and manual it still is. And I got really excited by the idea about bringing a change to a new industry.
Traditional, manual and analog.
Yeah.
So how will you bring about this change?
Well, we hope to bring some transparency, trust and efficiencies to deals. And this fall is going to be really exciting for me because we just launched our MVP last week, and we're going to work closely with our first members and further develop the platform.
Okay, Filippa, you've seen this industry for a long time. How do you see the vision of this industry in a couple of years?
Well, it's been working the same way for ages. And before it made more sense, you needed a middleman to actually reach a buyer or a producer for the goods that you want. But today, information is accessible. It should be accessible for anyone. So we really want to make these middlemen redundant. And well, we haven't spoken about it before, but my father is actually one of these middlemen. He's been a broker for all my life, and I mean, I've been amazed at how he does business, or how the business works. He's always on the phone, always trying to find a better deal or a better buyer somewhere else. And it's super inefficient. It really doesn't make sense. So he also understands now this is crazy, and he's really helping us develop this marketplace, which is amazing. And we're obviously stealing his clients, which is fantastic. And so it's been a fun journey. And for me personally, I really want to see a market where the producers and when the buyers, where they have the power, where they have the network, the financial means, the possibility to really do their own work. So it's going to be fun to see that change also on the market. And we really want to democratize fruit trading, and it's really only the sensible way this market should work.
What a great mission. Thank you, Filippa. Thank you, Alex, Team TradeBay.
Now, in the beginning, we spoke about Antler's role in restarting the future. So before we continue with the next pitches, we want to soft launch a brand new initiative. Producer, please roll the tape.
The next tech-savvy duo had experienced the same problems individually for years and decided to join forces in February to build a perfect solution. Give it up for Nhost.
I wanted a backend just like a Google Firebase, but with SQL, GraphQL, and with the same real-time capabilities. There were no such service on the market, so I decided to build one. My co-founder Nuno and I, we really enjoy building this product because we get to interact with our customers and help them, and they are developers just like me and Nuno. Hello, I'm Johan, CEO of Nhost, a backend platform for developers building apps. When building a new app, there are challenges every developer has to worry about. These challenges will add days, weeks, or even months of extra work that could have been used to build the product instead. To start with, developer has to worry about setup and configuration of the database, API, storage, and user management, followed by work on performance, security, and scalability, which are typically better off solved by domain-specific experts. Finally, after all that work, how easy is it to maintain and operate the infrastructure? And how fast will you add new features? Nhost solves all these problems in less than 60 seconds for any team of developers in the world. With Nhost, you get a database, API, storage, and user management set up and configured in a performant, secure, and scalable manner. Because the technology decisions we have made, developers can be up to 10 times more productive developing and maintaining their app. Nhost is front-end agnostic, which means that our customers can build both web and mobile apps with any framework. This is what our customers do. They create a Nhost project, they get an awesome backend, and they can start building their app from day one. Meaning our customers can move faster at a lower cost. Why are customers using Nhost? Because good developers are scarce and expensive. They are also not used to manage infrastructure. And quick time to market is a much wanted business advantage. Nhost solves just that. The backend as a service market is exploding, which is not really surprising given how connected the world is. Nhost is a global first product with customers from all over the world. We currently have servers in Amsterdam, New York, London, San Francisco, and Bangalore. Our MRR, although small, has been consistently increased over the past 2 months, but more importantly, the engagement from the community has been great. Just to name a few, we have over 700 users creating more than 900 projects on our platform. My amazing co-founder Nuno has an academic background in computer science and engineering and has extensive experience leading infrastructure and software tooling projects. For myself, I have a master in computer security and been building apps my whole life. For the past 3 years, I've been operating and automated my family business, growing from 600 to 1.2 million euros in revenue. We have traction and we have validated the idea. Reach out to us if you want to grow and scale Nhost with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Nhost. And from the Azores, we have Nuno, the CTO of the company. A few questions for you, Nuno. The first one, can you say a few words about the tech stack that Nhost has built? And how is this future-proof?
Very good question. So at a high level, and as the saying goes, Nhost eats its own dog food. So on the application side, we actually use Azure as our data access layer to our Postgres instances, and the Azure event triggers for asynchronous jobs. We also use our very own open source project, Azure Backend Plus, for authentication and storage. If we go a bit more technical on the infrastructure side, we are not using any managed services from typical cloud providers like AWS or Google Compute, because that would become very expensive very fast. So instead, we have a bunch of vanilla droplets on DigitalOcean that we manage with Ansible and Python. We also Dockerize almost everything that we run.
Thanks, Nuno. Nhost is a global company, and you have customers in many different countries already. Can you say words about how they interact with Nhost and what's their feedback been so far?
Sure. So early adopters have been crucial in the early development of the product. We have a bunch of folks writing us on Discord every single day, giving feedback, asking questions, or simply requesting features. Some of them actually go a step further and they write code for our open source projects. Others ask to join the company as engineering hires. But with all that said, I think the feedback has been very unanimous. Nhost is very easy to use and makes them just build faster and get a smaller go-to-market.
Great work. Thank you very much, Nuno.
It required an Antler program in Stockholm for these two Lithuanian co-founders to meet each other. Paul and Almantas are now building the future of data-driven retail management. Tuning in from Vilnius, it's Traxlo.
With Almantas, we've met in Stockholm and we clicked instantly.
I have always imagined solving big problems by building technologies, and now we're doing just that. There are over 50 million man-hours spent every single day on grocery retail in Europe alone.
With a team of 5, we are tackling exactly this. Traxlo. We create shop floor operational excellence through actionable insights. Let's first talk about the grocery market in the EU. Last year, it was valued at 1.9 trillion euros. It is the largest employer with more than 100,000 stores and 12 million Europeans working as shop floor employees. More importantly, 50 million man-hours are spent on store operations daily. The problem is that retailers do not know how these 50 million hours are spent in their stores, and up to 10 million of them are misappropriated each day, resulting in a huge employee potential waste. To solve this problem, we use some off-the-shelf hardware to gather location data about store operations, their personal tags for employees, and for assets like logistics cards. Also, Anchor Network is deployed in the store to gather this movement data from the tags. Then the data is analyzed using machine learning algorithms and is provided to our actionable insights dashboard, where store managers and employees can in real time know which task should be done to optimize the operations. When implemented, Traxlo provides benefits first by saving up to 15% of store operational costs, second by providing hard data for task management and rewarding decisions, and lastly, automated audit compliance checks and reports become available. As a bonus, COVID-19 contact tracing is available for the affected stores immediately, as we already have all the location and movement data from the store. Business model is simple: SaaS subscription model per store. 50-employee store can realize around 5,000 euros of value every month. Because of how retailers are structured, LTV is huge and CAC is small, and we are able to scale easily from one store to 10 or hundreds inside one retail chain. Our current status includes one proof of concept project already done, full-scale pilot in progress right now, and 2 paid projects planned, which one of them starts next month and another one is expected to start this winter. Also, for the next year, we have 5 retailers with more than 20,000 stores on our waiting list. Also, we have patent pending status for sensor fusion technology expected to be granted this month. We are a part of Microsoft Custom Startup program with B2B sales support in the selected market and industry. Also, we have partners to do hardware installation in 60 countries to be able to onboard new stores quickly and easy. With a team of 5, we have all the skills needed in retail, software development, and AI. Also, we are backed by an active advisor, Dalius, who himself managed more than 1,200 stores in the CEE region. One more thing. We have ongoing convertible round, 2/3 of it is already committed, and we will use this money to expand the team and onboard the waiting list retailers faster. Thank you.
Almantas, let's talk tech. Please share why you decided on using ultra-wideband technology to solve this problem, and how does your solution compare to state-of-the-art?
Thanks, that's a great question. We use it because of the great price versus precision point. It's a comparatively new tech. iPhone 11 has got it, and then the new Samsung is getting it. And due to the surge of its popularity, it is becoming much cheaper. And the localization part of it, the precision of it is really great. It's 1 to 2 orders magnitude greater than Bluetooth. And that enables us to do machine learning based techniques and do insightful analytics.
And what about how long does it take for you to equip one large retail shop with a Traxlo solution?
Well, it depends on the layout and the size of the stores, but in general, a big store, it's 1 to 2 nights. So the retailers, they do not need to dread closing down the store for a while. And it's also very important to mention, like Paul said, we do not do the installation ourselves. We have partners, and they can do it in 60 different countries. So we are building Traxlo to be extremely scalable.
Curious, what's been the reaction so far from the retailers, from the shop owners of some of the first projects that you run?
Well, it's been great, actually. Thanks for asking. Every time we talk to clients, they have more and more ideas about the types of analytics they want, and they keep on suggesting more features to provide more actionability. And when we presented our solution to the board of directors, they said they've never seen such detailed insights on their operations on the store. And they have been in business for 30 years.
Thank you very much, Almantas. Thank you, Paul. Team Traxlo.
Our last team to pitch is a game studio that's building the next generation of competitive gaming and creating a new format for streaming and broadcasting. Give it up for NAG Studios.
I've always been a gamer, and as a gamer, one of your biggest dreams is to work at a game studio. I was lucky enough to meet Peter here at the Antler Cohort, a person who has built games for 20 years. We shared some of the same values, or actually all of the same values, and also shared the same dream. So we started something new here, and we're on the way of doing something that we call passion. Hi, my name is Johan Scott, and I'm the co-founder of No Asshole Games, or in short, NAG Studios. We are a brand new game studio, creating the next level in competitive gaming. We have been able to gather a bunch of experienced people that together want to create something innovative that gamers have never seen before. Something that puts focus on the show and on making it together with the community. In our small team, we already have more than 60 years of game making experience, with some really heavy and popular game titles on our shoulders. For example, my co-founder and CEO, Peter, has been a producer of the Battlefield series at DICE here in Stockholm. Together with our chief creative figure and the tech mastermind Magnus, we have created some pretty awesome stuff in a short amount of time. On top of that, we have the privilege of working with some of the best advisors possible. On the studio side, we have the people who has worked in leading positions at the biggest game studios, being a vital part of creating the Swedish saga around game making. And on the game making side, we have more than 10 pro players, ex-pro players, and streamers who work with us bi-weekly on everything from matchmaking to how to set up tournaments in our game. Just a quick mention here also of Heaton, who you saw briefly in our intro. He's 8 times world champion in Counter-Strike and a legend in the scene. Together, we are the creativity kickstarters and the next level of show producers. And with extensive experience from building and competing in gaming, we will lead a community towards new disruptions within gaming. In short time, from April until now, we have come surprisingly far, and we are right now putting in effect our already secured pre-seed round. Our timeline is full of fulfillment, and this is it in short. Making game, yeah, it takes some time, but we are all in it for the long run. We measure ourselves on 2 fundamental simple KPIs, and we keep it simple on how to monetize too. We want people to come back and play our game over and over again, and not just buy it and play it for a short while. To do this, we have also these in mind, very little step we take. Our ask from you here today is that you want to follow us and help us out on our journey. We want to connect with you for the possibility of joining future rounds and the creation of collaborations. So please reach out to sending us an intro to investors@nagstudios.com and follow us on LinkedIn. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Johan. NAG Studios, straight to the point, as always.
Thanks. Yeah, it was great.
First question. So you have a team rich of esports and gaming experience. Can you share some secrets to building not just a great game, but a great game studio with multiple games?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing here is that what Peter and I, my co-founder, what we met in, and that is that we share the same values, not just on how to build a great team or how to make people want to stay and work with you and doing things together, but everything that comes to personality and how to evolve is also really great there. And I think that's creating a stickiness around us.
And a follow-up question on that. You have a lot of esports and gaming legends to your team. How did you do to get them on board?
It's actually the same thing. It's like they are hungry to make a change within this. They have so much information, and with me coming with a background from networking a lot with these people, just asking them, and they were on board pretty easily. Maybe a bit too easy, but they are legends. It's really cool to have them on board.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Lastly, fundraising. So you shared some information about your round. Can you share something more?
Quick answer, no. We're in the middle of it, and that's also the reason why Peter, my co-founder and the CEO, is not here instead of me. He's 100% focused on that. It takes a lot of time. But what I can say is, like, this round, it will take us, it's a runway for 1.5 years, up to 1.5 years. It's going to be cool. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Johan Scott, NAG Studios.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, and that's a wrap. Thank you so much to all of our startups that pitched and to everyone at home behind your screens who tuned in. And we, of course, want to send a special thank you to all of our advisors, investors, and venture partners. And we really hope that you all want to continue supporting these companies. And on August 31st, our NAG Stockholm program will start. So if you're interested in building your own venture, or if you know someone that you think should, don't hesitate to get in touch. And the same goes for if you have an idea that you need a team for. Do get in touch with us and we'll find a way forward. Last but not least, stay safe, everyone.